few months back, you must have heard a news of Indian naval daredevil attack, an operation which was carried out against a merchant ship near South African coast. Now, this was an attack carried out by taking our elite special forces and airdropping them on water at high seas, taking them by boats to a merchant ship, raiding it, and just carrying out a capturing kind of thing where they secured this merchant ship and took the all crew safe. These were the units of Indian Navy called Marine Commandos or Marcos. Marcos is elite force of the Indian Navy. Raised in 1987, these fellows of Indian Navy are specialized for very high risk job. These elite force is trained on land, in air, and at sea. And they are specialized forces for maritime attack, hostage release, or carrying out any kind of surveillance, etc. Their training is very tough. They are tough men. Few, fearless is the motto, and they maintain this motto in all level. Talking about their training, it's very hard. The kind of high risk job that they have to undergo, they have to take the operations in very challenging environment. Their training has to be tough, whether it is diving, whether it is paradropping, whether it is combat operations at land, and whether it is walking miles and no sleep, hardly any food, in all adverse conditions. The elite forces of Indian Navy, Marcos, as a prahar, maintain their operational readiness at all time. Located strategically in different parts of Navy's requirement and areas of interest. They are airlifted strategically, and they are employed at the right place at right time, swiftly, rapidly, and without delay. Surprise and maneuverability is their main strength, and their toughness lies in their determination, motivation, and zeal to fight for the nation and keep the nation's priority at first level. Marcos are also used in many search and rescue operations. They carry out surveillance from air. They are air employable. They are inserted through air. They are de-inducted through air by helicopter, by fixed wing aircrafts, by submarines, by special ships, many kind of operations. We saw them in Sri Lanka operation, in Operation Pavan. We saw them in Jammu and Kashmir insurgency. We have seen them in 2008 in Mumbai attack. We have seen them many places. They are doing their job day and night. And Marcos remained committed to the high challenging job and giving a fatal blow to the enemy's might. Today's condition, when we are at a risk of war with Pakistan, our adversaries must be very, very scared of the elite forces of Indian Navy, Marcos. They are at their place, they are ready, they are preemptive, they have clandestine missions, they have the targets, and they would do their job when required. Indian Navy has to guard high value targets at sea, whether it is our oil rigs or whether it is offshore islands. There are many islands which are to be kept under vigil, and they are not populated enough. And there anybody from sea could visit and carry out some kind of missions which are not suitable for our country. And these places, the Marcos are deployed, especially at the oil rigs, at the missions where we are looking forward to carry out some mining or underwater cable. These Marcos are also equipped to carry out missions underwater and carry out sabotage missions for cables, for fuel lines, etc. And they are the people who are expected to react in case of eventuality happening at sea, where we have a suspected ship taking some war-waging equipments some kind of, ammunitions, the arms and ammunitions, or some contraband items. When we raid a ship, sometimes it is very risky, because in case of pirates operations, you have seen in African coast, it is very, very dangerous to go near a merchant ship which is very high as far as the climbing is concerned, and they are on top. They have the weapons which can be very, very lethal against the Marcos who are at high sea, at open waters in a small boat and trying to climb through rope and other tactics, diversionary tactics. They are given air cover. It's a maneuver in which the warship, the helicopters, the fixed wing aircraft, the boat from the water, and all together Marcos carry out a sudden surprise maneuver to go over a ship, and then they release the hostages and make the ship safe. So I'm sure the Marine Commandos would do their job in case of any requirement. And as we all know, surprise and confidential move, no one knows. It's all media report what we are discussing here. But our forces are much beyond the capabilities of imagination by our adversaries. And the morale, the training, and the motivation that they possess, that the zeal and then the enthusiasm to die for the country is there in their blood. So they are fearless. They are very few, but they can give a massive blow on the targets. And our adversaries are really scared of these things.